Welcome to the pod. I'm Jonah. I'm the host. And today we have a special guest, my buddy and instructor, Tyson Moore. Welcome to the pod.
Yeah, what's the cliche? Thanks for having me. That's what you're supposed to say, right?
You're welcome. Yeah, no worries. So I mentioned Tyson was my instructor. Fun fact, little did you know, I actually got certified as a personal trainer last year through the YMCA. And Tyson was kind of my coach and leader and also a judge when I had to take the test to get certified. So he's a hard critic, but hey, I passed the test, and here I am a year later, active as a trainer, working part-time, and yeah, thanks again for being on the pod.
Yeah, no problem.
Looking forward to talking about health and physiology. Okay, I guess just to start with some context, if you could introduce yourself, kind of mention what got you into the world of fitness, personal training. Have you always had an interest in that? And what was kind of your career journey up to this point?
So yeah, right now I'm currently the health and fitness supervisor at a YMCA here in Calgary. When I started in fitness, it wasn't until much later into my adulthood where, as a kid, teenager, just sports. That's all I would do. Basketball, football.
Basketball.
Mostly basketball, yeah. So my workouts were just running.
Jumping.
Yeah, running and jumping and yeah. Then, after I graduated high school, got a pass at a rec center and had no idea what I was doing. I was doing like the Manny Pacquiao workout where I just he had this YouTube video
That's
of him.
MMA, right?
He was just not even. It was just like a video of him doing crunches. So I would just run around the track. I would do crunches and then I would get my friend to throw my legs up and down. I had no structure.
Did you get abs from that though?
I mean, I was not really living the healthiest lifestyle at the time, so it didn't really matter.
Okay.
I think if anything, it might have negated some of the beer drinking and baconators and all the other shit I was putting in my body.
Good,
but yeah, I was working in the oil fields at the time, and what it really was yoga was kind of the big thing that kind of turned me on to fitness. Was I had a really, really bad back injury working in the oil field. I was dragging a 500-pound piece of sheet metal across a yard. It was super, super heavy. You should be using a truck and a crane with that, right? But they're like, we need this over here now, move it. So I started dragging it over there, got home and just had the worst back pain ever. I fell on the floor. I had to call an ambulance. They had to cart me out of my house as a 19-year-old.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So it was after that, they gave me painkillers and a chiropractic appointment. I was like, that's it? That's all you're giving me? Then just on a whim, after that, I started to feel a little bit better. I have a funny story about what made me feel better if you want to hear it. But
Baconators?
No, when I was in the hospital, there was I was moaning and groaning. I was like, oh, I'm in so much pain. I'm in so much pain. And then there was a person in the bed next to me getting a catheter put in. And then he was like, oh, I was like, okay, that's real pain.
Yeah,
it's
I'll take the back pain.
Yeah, I was like, I feel better now. Yeah, so I backtrack. I was just walking past a bookstore, got a yoga book, and saw my flexibility start to improve after practicing this yoga routine. Then I got a pull-up bar, then I got some weights in my house, and then after that it was I don't want to do this oil field thing anymore. Now it's fitness is my thing.
Because the oil field wrecked your back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a liability.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so initially I didn't feel confident in fitness because my maths and sciences were never really my strongest subject. But then, after I went for it in college, I just kind of really fell in love with it and found that I feel like I really gravitate towards it and it just connects well with, who I am as a person.
Do you have an academic background in it too? Like kines degree or something?
I have my kinesiology diploma from Red Deer College.
Okay.
And obviously had many opportunities to go and get my bachelor's, but
you're so knowledgeable in the field though. What are your associations and accreditations?
I was just really dialed in college where everyone else was going out drinking, partying. I was going to the library and looking up research subjects. And
okay.
yeah, I was just really, really dialed in, and I didn't waste any time in college where when I got out, I was already personal training. I was doing what I wanted to do. So I was like,
Yeah.
why do I want to spend another $16K to do something that I'm already doing? Right.
Yeah, you have to be passionate about what you're doing. That's
Yeah.
good, man. It's super practical too, very applicable. This is kind of a segue. It's on my notes.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
But I feel like the fitness field and the health and physiology field, personal training, there's so much misinformation. Like there's so much information online. Even the accreditations and the certifications, it's not a regulated industry. Like there's so many different organizations that you can get certified through. So I guess framed as a question, like how would you advise a potential client or someone looking to increase their knowledge or skill set as a trainer, or as even just someone in the gym trying to increase their body mass or whatever? How would you advise them to consume information that's credible?
Very easy. Go to people, publications, anything that lists sources. If you can run sources back
No
to
Wikipedia?
I mean, Wikipedia, you can too, but it doesn't really tell you like the meat of why this is a credible recommendation.
Okay.
Where you could look at, there could be someone who just made an edit in Wikipedia. Walnuts will get you jacked.
Okay.
There's a little bit of a walnuts will cure cancer thing that was going around a few years ago, but you could look at that and be like, oh, okay, they linked to a study. Great, this is perfect. But really, if you look at the study, it's like there was one participant out of 35 that had a muscle mass increase. So that was the link that they ran.
And it
with.
was a small percentage of their diet. It wasn't their only diet.
Yeah, so it's just like things like that. That's obviously like not a real example. I don't think there's a walnuts get you jacked study or analyzing muscle mass from walnut consumption. But
Okay.
yeah, I think that's kind of where you have to look. Yeah.
Okay. Good. One other qualification-related question, because this is something that I've been curious about in the past. Perhaps it's a little judgmental, but do you feel like just looking at someone's surface level, if you look at someone, they're clearly fit, they're clearly healthy, do you think that adds credibility as a trainer, or do you think a trainer can not be particularly fit themselves and still be super knowledgeable and a good trainer? Like, to what extent should we pay attention to those things on the outside? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do abs and a toned chest
there's a
equal
yes and
credibility?
no to that. There's a yes because it is, in a sense, I hate to say it, like this is not what I believe, but this is what general population believes, is if you look fit, then you can help someone else look fit.
From the perspective of a potential client.
Yeah. So from a marketing perspective, if you're walking around looking jacked and toned and strong, then people are gonna be like,
How'd you do that?
how'd you do that? Can I be like you too?
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you know your shit, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Like there's some very, very high level knowledgeable coaches that you wouldn't walk past them on the street and be like, this guy lifts 700 pounds.
Yeah.
But
That's true.
they
have
are,
you ever
because-
seen the Instagram reels of that guy? I can't remember what his name is, but he dresses as a custodian.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he
yeah.
goes into gyms and does deadlifts.
yeah, I can't remember the dude's name, but yeah, that stuff like that is
Yeah.
so funny where,
Yeah.
it's like, if you know your stuff, then how you look doesn't really matter, but to the general population, it does matter.
Yeah. And
That goes for, sorry to cut
No,
you
go
off,
ahead.
but that goes for like women training men and men training women too, where, there's a lot of men that won't hire a woman as a personal trainer, and they just think that you're not as strong as me, you can't
Yeah.
bench press as much as me, so you don't know
Stereotypes.
what it takes to train me,
Yeah.
which is completely false, because some of the best trainers are women.
Yeah.
And it's just about how you apply what you learn.
Makes sense. Okay, good answer. Okay, at this point, let's each take turns. We'll give our elevator pitch to the audience, whoever is out there listening or watching, whatever, as to why you should care about resistance training, or even just more broadly, you should care about health in general, health and fitness in general. And I can start. I'll start.
Yeah, no, you start, please.
Okay, so here's my elevator pitch. I think the reason why you should care about health and fitness is because it's one part of a holistic lifestyle. Like, physical literacy and physical wellness is only one dimension of life. However, all these different things are connected. So to give it kind of like legs, to give it an example, is if your body's not clean, if your body's not healthy, then your mind might be suffering. Like if you're eating junk food all the time, It's going to give you more fatigue. If you're working out frequently to the level that you should be, you're exercising daily, you're controlling your diet, you're controlling your sleep, you're going to be more productive, you're going to be functioning cognitively better, your mood is going to be higher, your relationships are going to start blossoming. Like there's so many cascading effects beyond just physical performance and physical ability to think about. And I mean, the other things, like it goes vice versa too. If you're not taking care of your mind, it's going to be harder to motivate yourself to go into the gym. And all those things are interconnected. But if you work on one piece, it will have a ripple effect and you can get to the other pieces in the kind of wellness pie. That's my pitch, is that it's not just a one dimension thing. There's numerous benefits and it's attached to kind of all areas of a person's lifestyle.
That's a really good elevator pitch.
You can't beat it.
It was really tough to add on to that, honestly. I think the big thing with me that people miss with health and fitness is the active aging aspect. And it's something that I am 100% geared towards every time I'm in the gym. I don't care how much I deadlift anymore. I don't care what I look like. I just care that I can function well when I'm in my well into my 80s and 90s. And I want to, already I'm seeing it where I'm putting people that are in their mid to late 30s to shame because of just like I'm doing the right things. I'm taking care of my body. I'm taking care of my mindset in the gym.
Yeah.
So I think like, not to be on a negative note, but just like if you don't do it, you're really, really going to regret it later.
When you're 60.
Yeah.
And
70 and 80 and 90.
And can't
where it's just like you set those foundations now, and then you're set up for success later on in life and you don't have to struggle. You don't have to have people take care of you when they shouldn't. If you would have just taken care of yourself, they wouldn't have to take care of you.
That's a really good extension to what I was saying. So your argument is predicated on like there's anti-aging properties to go into the gym.
Yeah, for me it's specifically like there's tons of active older adults that do active things, but resistance training specifically and lifting weights is something that
not cardio.
I mean, like still do cardio. Obviously, your heart's important, but as you age, you lose muscle mass. It's age-related sarcopenia.
Yeah.
It happens, and it happens like drastically. And the things that you lose the most are your type 2 fast twitch muscle fibers. So if you're not training those consistently and all you're doing is cardio and all you're doing is running and you're only sustaining type 1 fiber function, then as you start to age, that stuff, those fibers drop off and it drops like flies. I think...
just to contextualize for the audience. Fast twitch muscle fibers.
Yeah, so fast twitch are things that allow you to respond quickly to stimulus, and they're kind of the primary things involved with resistance training,
jumping,
sprinting, running, jumping. Yeah. I mean, not running. Sprinting, jumping, quick lateral movements. Most
catching a ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, your reflexes, your coordination, everything that's important to stop you from falling. Yeah. Which is why I think older adults and everyone should be training super hard to maintain that explosiveness, because as you age, people just they fall over for no reason.
And it's devastating.
Yeah, it's devastating. Fall. It's not just like, if I give you a little shove and you fall over, it's like, oh, I bruised my elbow. It's just like, if you're in your 70s and you've got, osteoporosis, you take a tumble without even anyone around you, and then you've broken your hip, you've broken your leg, and now there goes your ability to be active again, right? Yeah. So it's really devastating, and like I think it's something that we just don't pay enough attention to. It's always about the aesthetics and the performance and the numbers and how the social media aspect of it, right?
Agreed.
But sometimes doing the boring thing is the right thing.
Yeah, we'll get into it later, but I guess in that vein, like you said, it's not just about performance in the gym. It's also mobility, stretching, breathing, a little bit of cardio, and other things that are kind of gym adjacent. But totally agree with your point. Okay, let's flip the script a little bit. So our next portion, we're going to talk about fitness principles. So these are universal principles that could apply to anyone, regardless of the profile of a particular client or someone that's kind of getting into a gym setting, whoever they may be, wherever they may be on their journey, their fitness journey. These are principles that are overarching, can apply to anyone. So we're going to take turns. We're going to do one at a time, and we're going to aim for 5 or 6. That is just little bits of advice. So I'll start. I'll start with probably my favorite principle to tell clients, because I think a lot of people mess this up when they go to the gym, and it's maximizing time under tension. So what I mean by that is when you go through a movement, the motion of a movement, take bench press, for example, when you're going up, that's the concentric phase. The angle of flexion, so the degree of flexion in your elbow is getting higher. And then when you're coming down, that's the eccentric phase. But the time in which it takes to go up and come down between the concentric and the eccentric, that's your pacing. So the principle is time under tension, and you want to maximize the time under tension to maximize the growth that you're getting from the movement, particularly on the negative, so controlling the eccentric. That's my first fitness principle, time under tension.
Okay, can I cheat and just say reversibility?
Yeah, of course. How's that cheating? That's a principle.
Yeah, but that's just what I was talking about. So
Yeah.
if you don't use it, you lose it. That goes for motor patterns as well as muscle mass and cardiovascular capacity and lung capacity, and you just got to train everything a little bit.
Yeah.
A lot of people get dialed in on
One thing.
I love powerlifting. I love deadlifting. I love
Bicep
squatting.
curls.
I love bicep curls. I love bodybuilding. But it's just like, where's your cardio? Where's your leg days?
There's no balance.
Where's your stability training? You gotta train it if you want to keep it.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go off of that point. I'll say specificity, which is basically every person is unique. Every client has their own kind of goals and motivations, and they have their own circumstances that they have to adhere to. So specificity is basically customizing your workout plan, customizing your program design in a way that enables success given your own goals, intentions, and circumstances that you may be under. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna build off of your. What was the first one you said?
I said time
retention.
Yeah.
So I'm going to build off of that, and because when you listed this, it was like name 10 principles. I was like, I can't name 10. I don't know 10. So I'm gonna make one up.
Okay.
Range of motion.
Yeah, range of motion is a good one. That's
a
really good one.
Yeah, not just necessarily like going through the full range of motion every time. For that, going back to specificity or reversibility. It's not just to do something specific to your sport or do something specific to not losing that motor pattern, but it can get you jacked as well.
For sure.
So there's a lot of research coming out. Like one of the most, just because I'm a little bit of a research nerd, I'd like to keep my ear to the street a little bit. Sometimes I'm too busy to keep up with everything, but
Otherwise, how would you know about the walnuts? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of it is a lot of the new research coming out is on partial length, partial lengths.
Like half.
So if I'm
Like
doing a
half.
bicep curl, thankfully this is recorded, going all the way down and then kind of stopping here and then just doing like lengthened partials. So yeah, there's a lot of new research coming out saying that this is actually a very effective way to train.
Really?
Yeah, where you would think like, oh, like you should be going the full way all the time, but it's equal to or sometimes even better than going full length range of motion. So I think if anything, it's just like,
I guess
it's a really fun way to mix up your training.
I guess for that one, you would kind of have to think about the movement that you're doing a little bit, because I would think for some movements, full range of motion would be ideal. But I guess to your point, like if you're doing a certain movement and you're going to the full range of motion, perhaps another muscle group is taking over, and then you're losing the impact on the primary target.
Yeah.
So like another trainer was telling me with bench press, you're actually not supposed to go all the way down to your chest, because if you go all the way down to your chest, then your shoulders start taking over and it's more load on your shoulders. So they were saying they hover like an inch or two above their chest and then they go back up. What do you think?
That one's a pretty particular, like specific example. I wouldn't say. Again, this is going to come up time and time again, but it depends.
Yeah.
It depends on what you're doing. It depends what your focus is in the gym. But I think you can totally touch the chest and limit as much. Basically, like you still want your shoulders involved to create torque through the movement, but again, it depends on what your focus is. If it's just chest training, I could see that makes sense. But if you're looking to like maximize your strength and your ability to push the weight,
Yeah.
I think you should be getting the shoulders involved, but that's just me.
Okay. Let's do one more each.
Okay.
Even though I kind of want to do two based on something you just said, but I'm going to do two right now, and then
Sure,
you can do one more. Okay, so my first one is compound movements, and it's not something that you have to do, but basically what a compound movement is, all it means is that you're hitting multiple muscle groups at once. So for example, a squat, a barbell back squat, your primary target is probably your glutes or your quads. However, you're stabilizing with your core. There's some back involved to stabilize the barbell. You're using your hamstrings a little bit. Even your calves are coming into play. So that's what I mean by compound movement. It hits multiple muscle groups at once. Not saying that you have to do that, but just introducing the concept. And then the other one that I was going to mention is just the importance of recovery and adaptation that people don't really think about. I've met a lot of people that they just get frustrated that they're not getting gains, even though they're going to the gym 7 days a week or 6 days a week. And it's like your cells need time to repair. And that's what rest is. So, I think a lot can be said for just taking the time to kind of decompress, sleep well, and taking days off so that you're not just obliterating your body every day. A lot of people make that mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I have to do one more?
If you want to, or we can just cut.
All right, I'll do the one that I think most people know about, but I'm not gonna give it as much credit as I think most people probably do, is progressive overload.
Yeah.
So yes, it is important that you're gradually lifting more weight in the gym, and same thing with your cardio training. You're gradually getting a little bit further and further. Am I saying that you should always wing it? No, but I think there are times where sometimes you just have to throw the program out and you just have to play around and have fun. Mm-hmm. So really, you can get bogged down in this this kind of like I'm going to call it like a plateau paradigm. I'm going to make up a term here where you're on a plateau and you think like, oh, I just have to do 4 more sets, or I have to do maybe I'll do 105 on this set, then I'll do 100 in this rep, then I'll go back up to 105 again. Then if I don't get it, I'll do 95. Yeah. Where sometimes if you just get bogged down in numbers, you realize just like you've been training this lift over and over again. Just mix it up, have fun, do some push-ups, run outside, climb on stuff, and sometimes that's all you need to do. Just have to switch it up and have some fun, and not just looking at like progressive overload as like the be all end all of continuing to make progress in the gym.
Okay. Yeah, good point. One question and then we'll cut.
Yeah.
My last question is, how do you feel about going to failure and or drop sets?
I almost never go to failure.
Never?
I just, again, this is, personally, I don't like it. I don't like that feeling of failing. I would rather mentally, like always, it's, I think it's a basketball player in me where it's like you never want to leave the gym on a missed shot.
Yeah.
Whereas like if I shoot like 23 threes and then it's like, okay, I have to leave the gym. If I don't make that last one, it's just like, I'll go and do a layup. I'll put the ball in the net no matter what. Same thing in the gym. I just don't like failing. I don't like leaving on a missed rep. And then the research is backing up that training close to failure is just as beneficial, if not more beneficial, because you're less fatigued for your subsequent workouts and sets. That, that's kind of a good thing to not go to failure. Again, most researchers will also mention that, like, if not researchers, people that analyze fitness research, they'll say it's not a bad idea to do once in a while to find out like where you're actually failing, because some people will continuously mail it in. I'm one of those people where just like, I'm just like, oh, okay, that was an 8 RP. When if someone was behind me, if there was a trainer barking at me, he'd be like, put on 20 more pounds. I was like, what? Put on 20 more pounds. Then I could probably do a rep. Yeah. But because I'm just like, I'm okay mailing it in a little bit earlier so I don't get injured, so I don't have that missed rep feeling. I think sometimes it's good to do once in a while.
Good. I'm glad
but I still don't do it.
This was my ulterior motive with today's episode, was just soaking up as much knowledge as I can personally, exploiting Tyson. So thank you. Okay. So we'll cut there and we'll do some more segments. Welcome back to the pod. I'm here with Tyson Moore, certified personal trainer, fitness enthusiast, and we're talking about, you guessed it, fitness. So for this
We're still talking about that?
We're still talking about
Okay.
that, yeah.
Okay, sure.
We're not talking about walnuts. All right, so for this next segment, I'm going to pitch to Tyson a couple different client profiles. Perhaps some of these are going to be kind of relevant to you, or you can see yourself in some of these profiles. And then Tyson's just going to walk me through his approach if he were to be their trainer.
You can't change the topic to music or something?
I mean, you can throw in some musical references if you'd like.
It's fine. Let's go.
I'll add in where I can. Okay, so for the first one, I feel like this is probably one of the more common type of clients. It's a weight loss client. So they come in, their goal is to just burn some calories, shed some pounds. What's your approach? Let's say that they have little experience in the gym, but maybe a little bit. They've been to the gym a few times. They're familiar with some of the movements. They're not a complete newbie, but their primary goal is to get to a healthy body weight.
I told you this was going to come up, but it depends.
It depends.
Yeah.
Okay.
It depends on where they're at currently. It depends on how much weight they want to lose. It depends on their intention for losing weight. Myself personally, this is going to be not what a lot of people want to hear, but I don't really care about weight loss.
Okay.
Can we use that as a marker to say, yes, your body composition is improving? Sure. But I think there's other things that we can target as more successful goals to work towards.
Yeah.
The main reason is I look at them as they're approach-oriented or avoidance-oriented goals, where I find avoidance of, like I want to lose, I want to get back to, I want to fit in my old pair of jeans, where there's this thing of, you want to get back to something, right? Where I don't really, I think the better way of looking at it is like, look at things that you can continuously build upon. Do I look better when I look in the mirror? Do I feel more confident when I'm in the gym? Is my cardiovascular targets, are those improving? Is my heart rate going down as I do similar workouts?
So you would push back against the intention of weight loss
all the time,
and more towards the benefits, the physiological benefits that you might get from cultivating a healthy lifestyle.
With weight loss, it's a number, and people attach themselves to this number, and they get really, 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 really attached to this number.
Yeah.
Whereas just like, I am no longer me. I am 185 pounds. It's just like, that's not how it should be. You should be you, and you should enjoy your time in the gym, and you should see success in other ways besides what this fucking scale tells you every time you step on it. Right? That's just the big thing, is just changing your mindset with the gym.
Would you say the same thing if the approach instead of weight loss was body fat percentage?
No.
And what if it was just work on reducing my body fat percentage to a range within the healthy range, as opposed to the obese range or whatever?
Give and take. So physicians are we were just talking about physicians before the break. Physicians are very tied to BMI, where it's just like, you're 30, you have to go down. You have to go
BMI
down now, right? Yeah. Where I think right now I weigh 200 pounds and I'm like 6 feet. I think on the BMI scale I'm overweight, which again, there's lots of guys with muscle mass. There's lots of very active people that fall into this overweight or obese range, and they're fit. So I think to get your physician off your back, yeah, sure. But I think there's better things to be tracking in the gym than body fat percentage and weight, and just really getting your confidence up, and stop thinking about these numbers as like this predictor of who you are and what your success is in the gym.
Yeah. So basically your approach is, it's more about the framing of your goals than it is about that specific number. It's how you frame your intentions.
And this isn't just a cop-out, because I could cop out and be like, oh, I don't care about this because I'm not good at doing weight loss. I've had clients where they come to me with, they're 320 pounds and I've gotten to lose 80 pounds in 2 months, where substantial, significant weight loss, but that shit doesn't matter to me. It's just like, if they're feeling better, if they're able to move better and squat deeper and do movements that they couldn't do before because they've been practicing at a higher body weight, and now because they're consistent, their weight is losing. Anyone can lose weight if they're consistent. It's just like, I think the big one is like, I totally understand if you're coming from someone who's struggled with obesity and being overweight your entire life, and you've got all these health markers of metabolic syndrome that are just devastating your life. I get it where weight loss is your number one goal. I totally understand that. But if I can help you reframe that and make it where this is something you can sustain for your entire life, and not just when you hit 200 pounds that now you can say I'm fit and I'm good. I think that's way more important. But I do have beef with the people that come in just like, I just want to lose 5 pounds. I'm just like, get a good night's sleep and you'll lose 5 pounds.
Yeah. Drink more water. Okay. So my next one is a little opposite, and I titled it From Atrophy to Hypertrophy. So say someone comes in, they're pretty frail, they have really low muscle mass, and they just want to increase their muscle mass, go up in body size. What's your programming?
My programming is lift weights and eat food.
Just to get the calories in.
Yeah. Again, people are very genetically different, where some people can like really struggle with adding on weight, but sometimes you just got to eat more food. And 100% of the time, I'm actually saying 100% of the time, if I ask someone, okay, you want bulk up, you want to get big, are you tracking what you're eating? 100% of the time is just like, oh, I tried it for a little bit and then I stopped. It's like, actually track it for a substantial period of time.
Can you plug
and then
a tool?
see what happens?
What's a tool that they can use?
There's lots of ones.
MyFitnessPal?
My MyFitnessPal Chronometer is the one that I used for years and years.
Okay.
I recently used MacroFactor to kind of like work with my current bulk. I'm not using it now because now I'm kind of at that point where I'm 3 months out from my target goal that I want to get for weight, and then again I'm kind of being a hypocrite by using weight goals, but yeah, I'm kind of at a point where I'm just like, I just know I have to eat like 4,500 calories to make it work.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
4,500 is a lot. How many meals is that? 5 meals a day?
It's 4 really big meals. So there's breakfast, there's second breakfast, there's lunch, dinner, and then usually like a pretty substantial snack at night. So I'm eating a lot, but it's something that I do every year. And this year is just kind of like let's go see what I can do kind of thing. But usually I don't really care.
Okay. We're going to talk about diet in a bit. Let's do 2 more client profiles first, though.
Okay.
So my next one is going to be, they come in, they've had an injury, and it's the reason for consulting the trainer is specific, maybe instructions from a physio or a chiro or whatever to deal with injury rehabilitation. So you can generalize across different injuries that clients could have. But just for purposes of an example, I'll say whiplash, because whiplash is a pretty common injury from like getting rear-ended or something, or any injury. How would you kind of work with that client? Would you just, what would you do?
2 things. Number 1, the physio knows best.
Yeah.
You know, even if I know there's some people that have like a different opinion about physios, but if they're giving you exercises, they've diagnosed something to say like, this is something you should be doing. Yeah. So make sure you're working with something that doesn't contradict the physio exercises, number 1. Then number 2, if there's things that you can supplement on top of what they're giving, even better. Yeah. Because physio, their goal is to get you from like being injured to not being injured. That's not necessarily going from being injured to optimal. Right. I think that's kind of where the PT or the strength and conditioning coach can come in and get you from, not injured to optimal. Okay. And the second thing is, just stay within your scope and don't do dumb stuff. Don't pretend to be a physio if you're not. Yeah. Right. I think
don't diagnose injuries.
Yeah. Right. Like, if you got whiplash and you're just like, oh, your neck looks kind of fucked up, like let's do some banded neck exercises. And just like, did the physio tell you to do that? Did the physio say don't do anything for the neck? If you don't know that, don't just start doing stuff and guessing. You have to there's this is something that we've talked about before too, but you can't just make shit up. It's just like you have to admit that you don't know, right? And physios, I hate to say it, but they know a lot more than strength and conditioning coaches, at least with what their client has been through, right?
Yeah.
Or what their patient, I guess you could say. That's the difference, is patient and client.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do one more. So the last one, say it's an elder or maybe not even an elder, but someone they just want to maintain. They just want to cultivate a healthy lifestyle and maintain the level that they're at. And kind of like you were saying at the very beginning with the elevator pitch, they're concerned about aging and they just want to kind of make sure that they're maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Say they're nearing the corner of retirement and they just care about functional strength.
Yeah. I'm just going to throw all the shit at them. Literally. I'm going to be throwing balls at them. I'm going to be making them catch things. I'm going to be making them balance and stuff while I throw things at them.
Like unpredictability?
Just working on that explosiveness and that ability to react quickly.
It's mobility stuff.
Yeah, so...
Okay. Not strength training?
Well, obviously strength training, but strength training, like, relatively quickly. I'd say it's going to be fairly close to power training than like your traditional strength training. I 100% would not be doing the typical, like, oh, they're so frail and old. You make sure you're only going really slow, then come back down really slow. That's not helping them maintain their fast twitch muscle fibers as they start to decrease with aging. So I'm getting them to move fast. I'm getting them to move explosively. I'm using variable resistance training, so like bands and stuff.
Unilateral movements.
Yeah, unilateral movements. Like, you know, I probably wouldn't train them any different than I would train a regular client, but just a little bit more focus on explosiveness, I think.
Okay. So with that in mind, would plyometrics be a really good field to kind of help a person like that?
It depends.
It depends on the client, right?
Yeah, it depends on where they're at on the spectrum of osteoarthritis. Does it cause them pain or not? Are they able to do these movements confidently? I think that's another thing too, is if you ask someone who's 80 with osteoarthritis and they have a knee injury, hey, we're going to do box jumps today, jump on this box and come down. If you can tell, like, mentally they're not ready for that, even though physically they can, then that's an L for you, honestly.
Yeah. Okay, makes sense. Okay, let's switch segments here. Let's try to do 2 minutes per kind of talking point. So for this one, we're going to talk about workout adjacent type concepts.
Okay.
So we were talking about diet earlier. That's one of them. We'll just go through one at a time, and we'll just kind of talk about the importance of each of these adjacent areas briefly, and then go on to the next one. So the first one is warm-ups. So you get into the gym, you haven't started your specific program yet, you want to warm up. What is a warm-up? What does that look like? Why is it important?
This thing's on, right? It depends.
Okay. It depends on what the client's doing?
No, it depends on what you're looking to do. Is it an upper body day? Do you only need to do an upper body warm-up? Is it a lower body day? Do you need to do only a lower body warm-up? Do you have a previous injury that needs to be substantially mobilized well in advance of doing more difficult lifts? Is it an easy day? Is it a hard day? There's a lot that goes into it. Typically, I'd say like your warm-up shouldn't be a performance. Like I know sometimes like my warm-ups can go 15 minutes and I feel like, not that I'm wasting time in the gym, but it's just like I know what I need to get my body ready. Some people are good with 5 minutes, but I think you do definitely have to warm up. I recently got a knee injury playing basketball because there could be a multitude of factors, but I'm blaming it because I didn't warm up. I was just going to be like, okay, I was with my coworker Abby. I was like, let's go shoot around a little bit. I just wanted to put some shots up. And then these kids are just like, oh yeah, you want to run twos? You want to run twos? And it's like, I'm just like, oh damn, I don't want to do this. It's like, I'm not even going to play hard. They're just like, okay, fine. So I get there. And then of course, just like 10 minutes in, like, Abby's playing super hard. I'm just like, okay, I'm not going to let this guy punk me. So I'm going to try and play hard too. And then, yeah, some kid pushed me and I hyperextended my knee and I'm pretty sure I have a sprained or torn. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have a sprained or torn or PCL because my stupid ass didn't take the time to warm up and didn't just say like, no, I'm good. right?
Yeah.
So I think warm-ups are super important, but they don't have to be the same process that I go through every time.
Okay. All right. So on the flip side, we're going to talk about the cool down now. So stretching in yoga, just opine on the importance of that. Well, I mean, you were talking about yoga at the start. How critical is yoga for any type of client, or stretching more broadly, just stretching?
Okay, so disclaimer, I don't stretch after my workouts. I don't make my clients stretch after their workouts. I know this is something that probably should be doing, but at the end of the day, if they're feeling like they, again, going through full ranges of motion, you can do that with strength training. You can technically stretch while you're lifting weights, but I do think some dedicated mobility work outside of your workout. Here's what I'm trying to say is like this, 5 minute, 3 minute, do a forward fold and do this like cross your arms, rear deltoid stretch. That doesn't matter, right? What matters is if on your off days, if you're doing a 60-minute yoga class and you're working through entire body flexibility and those like, I'd say like you're working stability, mobility, mental wellness, all of those things are way more important than doing like a 3-minute stretch at the end of your workout. Okay. It's just like so
there's little benefit to do stretching immediately following a workout.
Don't quote me on that, but this is how I feel. I feel like it's just like,
so it's if you can do generally.
Yeah. If we're not going to do it at all, then yes, do it. But if you can get into a studio or if you have a good yoga routine you can follow at home or on a YouTube video, that's going to be way more beneficial than doing like a 3-minute half-ass stretch at the end of your workout. Yeah. Which is why I don't do it, because I do yoga 4 to 5 times a week. So. And I mean, from a client's perspective, you can optimize their time with difficult movements in the gym, and a lot of people can do research on stretching routines their own. Yeah, I mean, like, you don't want to leave them hanging, and you definitely want to make sure that they are stretching and improving their mobility if they have like substantial mobility restrictions. But like, I've had a client who was I do a mobility assessment with every client that I run through, and this one client was 70, 75, I think. She just aced everything. Like, there was only 2 people that I've had on that score 75 or higher on my mobility screening, and she was one of them. And she could do the splits? She was like, basically, yeah. So like everything just check. I don't have to give you a stretching routine if you're already flexible and mobile and you don't have any range of motion impairments, right? But if you got problems, and usually what I do, sorry, this is a long-winded answer. It's okay. I typically while you're resting in between your sets of resistance exercise, that's when I'll do mobility work. So if you're doing a set of, and this isn't something that I do, this is something I stole from Eric Cressy, because he's my role model for all sorts of program design. If you're doing like a half kneeling landmine press in between sets, you're already there. Might as well do some hip flexor mobilization work as well. So that's typically how my sessions end up being like 30 minutes of stretching, because we're stretching in between every exercise that we do. Like different muscle groups, you mean? Yeah. So you could do like a hamstring stretch in between sets of a bench press. Because you're already seated on a bench. Yeah. Why sit there and play on your phone and when you could be just like, put your leg up on a bench. Boom. Yeah. Makes sense. Okay. Let's do 2 more. You touched on one of them. Assessments. What is an assessment? Why is it important? What does it look like? Do you want me to answer my own question? It depends. So an assessment is only it's only a good assessment if it's repeatable, if it's valid, and reliable. So if it's like, let's say you're saying like, okay, I want to assess how much weight you're going to lift on a goblet squat. Go run the stairs. That's not really applicable at all, right? Yeah. If you say, okay, we're going to test your squat by doing a 50% of your body weight goblet squat, but then you give people random tempos or ranges of motion, and it's not a repeatable test, That's garbage. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Can it give you a little bit of information? Sure, but unless you can repeat it over and over again, and you can tie it back to some valid reason for doing this, then it's good. I actually went to a seminar in Los Angeles for the Idea Fit World Conference. One of the seminars I went to was assessments, and I can't recall the lady's name that led that seminar, but she said as long as it follows those criteria, and if it's something that they need to get better at, then that's something you should be assessing, even if it isn't like your standard FMS mobility screen, right? Yeah. She gave the example of if someone's job is to get this box from there to over here as fast as possible, that should be part of your assessment. How much does the box weigh? Okay, the box weighs 60 pounds. Let's put a 30-pound weight here. That's half of the load. And how much distance you have to run? Okay, 30 feet. Okay, put it there and bring it over here, and then I'll time you and see how long it is. Yeah, that covers all the criteria, right? So,
good. So you said relevant, specific. What were your three that you mentioned at the beginning?
It has to be repeatable, reliable, and valid.
Okay, makes sense.
And another example I'll use is firefighters. So I've trained a few firefighters, and they have fitness tests that they have to pass.
Yeah.
If you're doing a mobility screen on them, you're completely disregarding the entire goal of them training with you. They're training with you because they want to pass these fitness tests.
Right.
So you should be assessing or simulating these fitness tests, right?
Makes
like
sense.
like a rope pull or a ladder climb, or the big one is
even running, right?
Yeah, the weighted vest on the stair climber, because they have to do a stair climber test wearing all of their firefighter gear.
That sounds hard.
Yeah. So if you're not testing those things, if you're not seeing like how they can handle a stair climber as part of your assessment, then I don't know, you're missing the point.
Okay. Let's do one more, and then we'll cut.
Okay.
So the last one is diet and supplements. It's kind of a combo. So, I mean, obviously diet is specific to the individual, their intentions. But, yeah, maybe just opine on the role that diet plays. Obviously, there's a scope factor with PTs. We're not nutritionists. But what should clients be thinking about when it comes to diet? And how do you feel about supplements? Just broad statement.
All right, diet, I can summarize real quick. It matters until it doesn't. So there's a funny thing that I mentioned chronometer earlier. So I went to see like what is like the worst diet you could have where you're still meeting like the majority of your macro and micronutrient goals. Yeah. And if you ate 3 kilograms of spaghetti squash and 6 McDonald's cheeseburgers, you can hit actually most of your macro and micronutrient goals just by eating that. Should you be eating that? No, there's a lot of other things to do, and that's obviously not enjoyable. Like 3 kilograms of spaghetti squash is ridiculous. Yeah. Like there's no way you could do that. But it just goes to show that like diet is and it isn't important. In terms of supplements, for diet, like if you feel good and you're performing in the gym and it's not holding you back, you're good. Okay. People shouldn't be in rigid diets though. I don't think that helps. Yeah. For supplements, there is a very clear 3.
Multivitamin?
No.
Whey protein? Creatine?
Protein, not necessarily just whey protein, because I'm plant-based, so
okay.
Any kind of protein supplement, that's number 1.
Okay.
100%.
Yeah.
Number 2, in my opinion, caffeine. Number 3,
for the adrenaline?
Creatine.
Caffeine, because it gives
just
you energy?
In terms of just like it's again in isolation, it doesn't have like huge like fat burning properties or exercise performance or acute power output, but over time it adds up like crazy. And it's just like I look at caffeine as like catnip for humans.
As something to consume. You're advocating caffeine for consumption.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So like if there's a cat in here and I sprinkle some catnip on the floor, cat goes wild. It's got this crazy energy boost and it can just like it's having the time of its life. And the only side effect from catnip for cats is they can build up a tolerance to it, right? So I don't know if you have a cat, but no, you're a dog guy?
I'm a dog guy.
That's okay. I get it. I'm not really much of a cat guy either, but yeah, if you put like, I'm going to throw like, we're talking about cats now on a fitness topic. If I throw like 3 grams of catnip down there, and the cat is used to that, as throwing more on there isn't going to help it. It's built up a tolerance. You can do the same thing to caffeine.
What about cocaine?
That's not a supplement, Jonah.
Okay.
That's.
Okay. I mean, it's a higher level of caffeine.
That's not.
I guess it doesn't count.
No.
Only legal substances.
Yeah, that's.
You mentioned creatine, though.
Yeah, creatine.
It's controversial.
Why?
It's a legal substance. I just feel like there's a lot of mixed opinions on it. A lot of people say it's not good for you, and there's risk factors with it. And then a lot
just
of
gotta
people say it's good.
do your research. If you look at the amount of studies that have been done that have proven creatine's efficacy and safety, it's next level. It's the king of supplements for that reason.
Okay.
The
king of supplements, better than protein.
Well, protein it's a macronutrient, so I wouldn't really.
It's a builder. Yeah.
Like I say it's number one because, like, again, I'm not going to sugarcoat this number. 95% of people don't get enough protein. From the people that I go through and I say, okay, I'll sit down do a consultation with you. Let's talk about what you're eating. Let's put it into Chronometer just so I can kind of show you what it is.
Yeah.
Most people they're meeting just that kind of like minimal recommendation between 60 to 80 grams.
Yeah.
I'd say like quite a few people are getting just like the minimum dose. But if you want to do strength training, you can't eat that much. You have to eat more.
Okay.
Right. And protein is just like the one thing where it just like nothing's bad's going to happen from eating more protein.
Immediately you're getting the calories you need to be getting.
A quick research point. There was one study this was like my favorite study of all time. It was by some Brazilian researchers, Jose Antonio, I think it was. I'm going to mess some of these numbers up, but he had people eating between 3.3 grams per kilogram of their body weight and 4 grams per kilogram of their body weight for like a 6-week intervention. And that's a lot. Yeah. So there was one girl in this study who I think she weighed like 130 pounds, and she was eating like 300 grams of protein a day.
Oh my god!
And
hope she's getting fiber at the same time.
Yeah, the whole point of this was just to like see like is there any adverse effects from eating too much protein?
Digestive issues.
And that was just it. It was just like they just couldn't eat that much, right?
Yeah.
I think they recruited like 30 something participants, and there was only 12 by the end because it was like I can't eat this much. I have to drop out. Where it's like it doesn't do much to your kidneys. It doesn't do anything.
What happened to her muscle mass?
I'll have to look, but I'm like pretty sure it increased.
Yeah.
That. I can't remember if they had a resistance training protocol on that. I imagine so, but yeah, there's not a lot of ill side effects from eating more protein. You just can't eat that much.
Okay. So we have.
I think it's like you shouldn't be eating so much that it cuts out other essential nutrients like fat and carbohydrates. I think there's, get enough and then fill in the rest with fat and carbs. Yeah. But yeah, I think like 100% people need to supplement with protein.
Okay. Good to know. So Tyson's seal of approval, 3 supplements, protein, and then you said caffeine and creatine. Got it.
And it's just because they're safe and they do a lot of really good things.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, thank you. We'll cut. All right, welcome back to the pod. I'm here with Tyson Moore, certified trainer and fitness enthusiast, very knowledgeable trainer. And we're going to close with some fun here. So there's 2 kind of segments left. So the first part is I'm just going to ask some quick questions. We'll rotate answers. And then the next one, I have a bit of a test for Tyson to see how qualified he really is.
Yay!
But we'll start with these questions.
So much fun! Can't wait.
We'll start with these questions. Okay, so favorite movement in the gym for you as a trainer, or for you working out yourself, and then for you to give to a client, and then I'll answer. Do you want me to answer first? Do you think about it?
I really like single leg deadlifts.
Yeah. Single leg deadlifts?
Yeah.
That sounds really hard. That sounds like impossible. How do you even do that?
You I think this thing's too far away from me. You hold on to the bar, and then you slide your leg back as you go down, and then as you come up, you bring your leg back in.
That sounds difficult. I don't think I've ever even done that.
Yeah, it's fun.
Do you program that for clients?
Yeah.
Okay.
As a progression, I don't give it to someone right off the hop, but
Yeah. Someone who's never been inside the gym before. Okay. Yeah, mine was going to be pull-ups. I like pull-ups. And then probably my one...
fucking hate pull-ups.
Why? You don't like pulling your body weight?
Go on. What's your second one?
My second one is specific for programming for clients, and that's just a body weight squat.
Okay.
I think squat is like the most important movement, which, yeah, maybe that brings me to my next question. What do you think is the single most important movement a person could learn? My answer is the squat, because it's just so compound.
That's a tough one, honestly. I don't know if I can say there's a single one. I think any sort of neutral spinal cueing is kind of like the top one. So I could even just say as easy as like a hip hinge. If you know how to do that, you can do a lot of things in life, and you know, really, I'm not going to say prevent back pain, but really mitigate the chances of something serious happening if you're able to shift that load to other body parts and
get your hips back.
Yeah, not an easy move to learn, but
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do a couple more. Do you have any anatomical pet peeves?
Anatomical pet peeves.
Yeah, it's a really specific question. Like anything about the human body, the physiology that bothers you, or about biomechanics? I'll say
this is going to be really fucking out of left field, but I wish we had tails.
Okay.
I wish our coccyx was actually like a long ass kangaroo tail,
so we
could do
swing.
Like so much more cool stuff with it. Even if you could just like sit back and just like chill on your tail for a little bit.
What's the word called where like the tail has muscle?
Huh?
Like a cat's tail is actually functional. There's like a specific word for that.
I can't remember off the top of my head.
I can't remember either. But yeah, that's a good one. That's not really a pet peeve.
And also, I guess my pet peeve is the knee. Like our ligaments of the knee are just so tiny and fragile, and just like, why can't they be beefier? You know
That's
what I mean?
what I was gonna say too. I was gonna say what you said earlier.
I want some like elephant knees. You know what I mean? Where just like
really strong.
Those things can just like no elephant's getting a torn ACL. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was just gonna say like
maybe they do. I'm way outside of pocket on this.
I was just gonna say lockouts, like the risk of hyperextensions.
Oh, okay.
Like going past the joint. So yeah, knee is a good one. But yeah, I don't like that because you just got injured doing that, right? Yeah. Okay, my next one is not an anatomical pet peeve, but a gym pet peeve. For this one, maybe more like social, cultural. What annoys you about gym goers and people that utilize the gym?
This one's like, I hate these dudes. I hate them that think the gym is a nightclub. I hate it.
Like they're
focus
just
on
obnoxious?
yourself. Leave the girls alone. Leave people alone that don't want to be talked to.
So your
Just
specific complaint is them hitting on other people?
Yeah. I think like no one in the gym is going to the gym for that, except for a certain subsection of dudes that just like they think that's the place that they're going to meet the love of their life, and it just like, if you do, great. It should be from like a normal ass conversation, not from like, I don't know. That's my number one pet peeve. Is there's a lot of people that go to the gym not to work on themselves, but to like, I don't know, like show off and trying to like, I don't know. So
it's obnoxiousness and arrogance that bothers you in the gym.
I mean, you can be arrogant and you can still just like do your own thing, and you can be obnoxious. I'm hella obnoxious when I'm working out. All my workouts are just like, you know, like I make a lot of noise, and like I think it's fun. I think you should be allowed to make noise in the gym. But I don't think you need to do it to show off. Like, I just do it to kind of like hype myself up.
Mine was going to be people that dominate equipment. and like don't let you work in, or
Yeah, that
they
sucks
spend
too.
20 minutes on a piece of machinery.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, you have to share
like,
equipment. That's
yeah.
like, I think there's.
But people don't know. There is a gym etiquette, and not
Mhm.
everyone knows what the gym etiquette is. Like,
Yeah,
you kind of have to get there.
again, that's just it too. Is just like, yeah, it's annoying, but I think the difference between your pet peeve and mine is these guys know what they're doing when they're in the gym, treating it like a nightclub.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know about gym etiquette of like sharing equipment with people, and they don't realize it's taking them 20 minutes to send a text message.
Yeah.
Right, where I think it's like nothing about that is malicious. Like they're trying to hog equipment so no one else can use it. I think people
It's
could
an
know more
ignorance
about
thing.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And like we're going through like I'm sure you've saw the news on like how our recreation centers are compared to like Edmonton and Toronto, and like
Like
we're
there's not enough.
way packed over capacity, and like we
Oh,
can't
yeah.
afford to be just like
It's a problem
chilling
across
on
the
equipment,
city.
not using it.
Yeah.
Right. Like we have to kind of come together and just like
It's not just at the Genesis Center; it's all across the city. Of
yeah
Calgary.
everything's
Yeah.
struggling with filling up programs, and
There's a shortage of supply.
yeah, so people gotta have to consider the other gym goers in their environment too.
For sure.
Most people are pretty good, but I think there's some that need a
Yeah.
little reminder. Yeah.
Okay, my next one is going to be gym playlist. So I'm going to give you two circumstances, and then we're each going to throw in a song. So you're doing a high tempo day in the gym.
Mhm.
Think like a HIIT program or something like that. What are you listening to?
What am I listening to?
Just give me a genre or give me a song.
Um,
I'm going to say Levels by Avicii.
Okay.
I think that's such a good hype song. I like E EDM.
I really like. I'll listen to anything.
Beethoven on a HIIT day.
This is going to be again a little bit of a out of left field, but there's this singer. I'm probably going to pronounce her name wrong, but Fouché.
Okay.
She's got some like the way her songs are is like they'll start off like slow and melodic, and then she'll just like do like death metal screaming, and it's just so funny and just like I don't know why, but it just amps me up. And she's got amazing beats, great
Fouché.
vocals. Yeah.
F-U-S.
F-O-U-S-H-E-E, and I think last E has like a accent on it.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
She's good.
Check it
And then
out.
Gene Dawson is also, he's pretty hyped for me too.
Okay.
Again, he just likes to yell and scream and stuff. So
Is this like punk rock or?
it's like punk rock rap. I don't know. To put him in a genre is just like it's not fair.
I do listen to a
'Cause,
lot
like,
of
he's got
rap,
some,
too,
like-
in the gym.
Yeah, he's got some like pure like Spanish sitting on the deck with a cerveza and just like chilling songs. He's got like very like anti-establishment songs too.
Does music help you in the gym?
Yeah,
Yeah, same.
music helps me everywhere.
It's
so.
a big motivator for me.
Yeah.
Okay, my next one is kind of opposite. Say you're going for a long, slow cardio day, like you're running 10K outside.
Yeah.
Really slow pace, controlled heart rate. What are you listening to for that?
Usually albums. I'll listen to those like albums. Kind of like again all
You
over the
pick
place.
one artist and you just go through.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, like I like artists that have like different ebbs and flows, and they've got different genres that they mix in. Where
Kanye?
it's not all just like boom high level. It's like there's also some like slow stuff in there where, yeah.
Like Kanye.
I don't want to talk about Kanye.
My answer to that question is actually podcasts. When
Yeah.
I go for a long run or a long ride on my bike, it's podcasts. I guess it depends on my intention. If it's like a high intensity tempo run, then it's not that. But my prompt was kind of like a long day, slow controlled heart rate. It's some podcast, or I'm trying to work on my mind a bit too. The workout's kind of, I'm not really struggling too hard. So, okay. And then my last question for this segment is any literature or resources plug. You talked about a couple different people, a couple different products that people can look into. Anything else you want to plug in terms of more learning, further learning?
Yeah, the two big ones that I use for my my personal growth in terms of like analyzing fitness research and just kind of knowing like what's coming up and what's trending is monthly applications in strength sport.
Okay.
So that's a research digest that I've been subscribed to since they started, I think 9 years ago. If you want to like actually look up the sources of a lot of the stuff that I was saying, like, oh, there's a recent study, recent studies, like most of it's coming from there.
What's it called?
MASS, MASS, monthly applications in strength sport.
Okay. Is that a subscription?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they've kind of gotten to a point where they've been around so long now that when you go into their search database, you can just kind of search for creatine, or you can search for resistance training for youth. And then because they've been around for so long, they've analyzed so many different studies. They're kind of turning into like a really like sick like
It's a publication.
database for like being able to find out, a quick hit, like, oh, there's these 4 research reviews on this one topic that I'm, I need to know more about for this new client that I'm working with, right?
Yeah.
So that's my number one. Number 2 is examine.com. Examine.com, yeah.
Okay.
So they don't do ads. They don't do any sort of like, they're very unbiased with their publication, and user interface is like really sleek. It's very easy to find information there. So I'm subscribed to them as well, and they send out study summaries every Monday, and just kind of something where just like I can look through and be like, oh, okay, so this is the new stuff on how caffeine impacts exercise performance, and this is the new thing on
Walnuts.
Yeah, walnuts. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're more nutrition based, but they do cover. Sometimes they both cover the same thing, mass and examine.com, but they cover a lot of ground for me. So
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'll give my plug. So this is kind of what got me into fitness, particularly strength training. It was P90X. So the P90X program, I can't even remember the guy's first name. I got really into it during COVID. I used to be like a runner, less active in the gym, and then started doing P90X when the gyms closed down and COVID hit, just at home, just body weight workouts, just really low weight dumbbells, pull-up bars, push-up blocks. That's pretty much it. But yeah, that one's mine. It's kind of more calisthenics focused, but I liked it. And that concludes that segment. We're going to do one more. I mentioned there was a test.
oh, this is the one that I don't want to do.
We'll see. We'll see how difficult it is. Okay, so I did some research on some very specific questions, and it's kind of more like, did you know?
Okay.
So, I mean, if you get it wrong, it doesn't matter. Highest injury-prone movement in the gym. What do you think that is? Of all the clients you've seen, of all the people you've seen, you've been in the industry a long time, what would you say is the highest injury-prone movement? The highest rate of injury?
In the gym?
In the gym, yeah.
I don't know, but I'm going to say running.
Running?
Yeah.
Oh. I honestly don't remember where I got the answer, but it said the deadlift and back squat are among the highest injury-prone movements.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess, but
I don't think running was even like part of.
I think this has to be like acute injury, right?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. And then it says shoulder press is kind of high too, due to rotator cuff strain.
All right.
Yeah. So the next.
This is what I get all these answers wrong on these quizzes because I always like think way
outside the box,
way too differently.
I mean, you're probably right. There's a lot of common running injuries, like runner's knees, really common. What's the one on the bottom of the foot too?
Plantar fasciitis.
Yeah, that one's super common too. Okay, consensus all around best conventional gym movement. Oh, I mentioned this earlier. Never mind. Let's not do that question.
Okay.
The answer is barbell squat.
Okay.
Okay. The next one is, what is the strongest muscle bracket by force production in the human body? A, biceps, B, quadriceps, C, the masseter, or D, the gluteus maximus?
I want to say glutes. I'm probably wrong, but
the answer is C, masseter.
Yeah, I get it.
It can exert up to 200 pounds of force when biting. But you're right, though. The glute, that must be the biggest muscle in the body, right? The glute must be. By volume? I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but it must be the glute.
Just because like it connects so much from upper to lower, I think it's just like, and it's the prime mover and hip extension, which is, like what you do with hip extension is way more powerful than what you can do with knee extension or knee flexion, right? So
Yeah.
I think in my mind, I think that's like the real answer. But
I have another one.
I'm gonna train people to bite harder.
Yeah. The other one is by endurance. Strongest muscle by endurance. It's an unconventional answer, though. It's one of those where you do have to think outside the box. I think most people wouldn't even think of it as a muscle.
The perineum. Sorry. Your anterior tibialis. I don't know.
It's the heart.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, the heart. Okay,
Heart is a muscle.
last question. Which of these exercises burns the most calories per minute? A, rowing machine. B, jump rope. C, treadmill running. D, kettlebell swings per minute.
I'm gonna say rowing. Or is it swings?
The answer was jump rope.
Really? Okay.
I always get so tired when I jump rope. I can do it for like 20 seconds and then I'm done. It burns around.
I'm getting all of these wrong, by the way. It's okay.
It's okay. They're specific questions. Yeah, I think that's it. That's all the questions I had.
Okay, great. I'm so glad I got all of them wrong.
So that concludes today's episode. Thank you so much, Tyson, for being on the pod. And yeah, hope there was some value there. And Tyson, if people want to solicit you for some training services, are you open to that? How do they get in touch with you?
Just come find me at the Y.
You have to be a member then, right?
No,
Oh, okay. All right. Which Y?
Saddletown YMCA. Yeah.
All righty. There you have it.
And this was not on the record.
Tyson's representing himself.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
Too much cussing to be YMCA friendly.
All right. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.